Good evening. Thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 5:30. I'm Todd Coons. A damaged plane goes down over the skies near Blackfoot today, but it was quickly fixed and back in the air. Eyewitness News reporter Jake Taylor is live from where the pilot had to make an emergency landing. Jake, scary stuff. How did this happen?
Well, Todd, the pilot had to make his emergency landing. He landed on this gravel bar in the middle of the Snake River, and all this happened just because of a few birds. Ellis Lipe were flying tandem in different planes earlier today, doing some aerial sightseeing.
We were just checking the river out, flying down the river, and we'd been up the river. We was coming down this way before we landed at the airport, and he happened to have a bunch of birds fly up.
A bird flew out of nowhere, right out of the trees, and hit the front of the cowling, went through the prop, and I felt this really bad vibration. So I immediately pulled the power off, and right ahead of me was a gravel bar, and I just looked like I had enough room to make it.
Milloway pulled off his emergency landing on this tiny island, far from the ideal landing strip. Lipe says it's lucky Milloway is flying a plane that's built to be able to land just about anywhere.
And that's what that plane's made for. I mean, you can land places like that or short, or just that's what it's made for.
Between the unlucky bird and the landing, the plane's prop was damaged. Milloway had built the plane himself and knew just what to do. He rode off in a sheriff's office boat to grab some spare parts and get the plane fixed.
Went back and got a different prop and came back and put it on and fired right up. Everything was fine.
With the plane running, Milloway used the same sandbar as a miniature runway, took off, and flew back to the airport.
I'm just real happy everything turned out the way it did. Could have been a lot worse, so I think everything turned out as good as it could have.
Now, it was a little scary when Milloway took off that time. I watched him come up off the sandbar, get up in the air, and then he came down again behind those trees you can see down there. Of course, he took off again, and he says all this was just making sure, double-checking that everything was okay and good to go. Reporting on the Snake River, I'm Jake Taylor.
Wow. Jake, what a story. Thanks for sharing. Milloway has been flying for more than 15 years and builds planes for a living.